Hello everybody, my name is Zen and welcome to my first impressions of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, which is a CRPG kind of in the same vein as Baldur's Gate or Divinity, games like that. I'm excited to jump in, check this out. As with all of my first impressions, this is the furthest I've seen. I've seen a couple screenshots and I think a trailer, but this is one of those games that I've wanted to dive into and check out for a while, especially as someone who's recently gotten really into 40k. I think that I'm really looking forward to seeing what this game has to offer, and especially as a huge fan of CRPGs. Let's see here. We as developers are striving to improve our work. To do this, we need information, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'll let them collect some information. All right, so we have our scenario, the main story. Oh, this is such a cool piece of art. I love this. You get a nice mix of everybody all up in there. Take up the mantle of a rogue trader, the scion of an ancient dynasty of daring privateers that reign over their trade protectorate and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. Darkness looms over the bloodline of von Valanicus. As it look, you're gonna have to deal with me just mispronouncing everybody's names, as it faces multiple threats from within its own ranks and without, as countless enemies seek to destroy the most daring and brave agents of humanity. It is up to you to hold the reins of the shattered protectorate and forge a new path for the von Valancius. That's the best I got. Dynasty, currently fighting itself in a vortex of wars, intrigues, calamities, and heresy. The stakes are high and rise even higher as you cross paths with terrifyingly powerful and ambitious adversaries in the darkness of the Coronis expanse. So rogue traders typically, it says privateers, they go out kind of the fringes of the galaxy generally and do a lot of exploring, and this is how it sets it up. Difficulty, let's just go ahead and keep it at normal. I like that you have a lot of different options here, my goodness. A lot of different things to modify for your difficulty. I love that. We don't need to modify any of it. We're just gonna leave it default. Okay, I could create a custom character, or I could choose Darius, Hecta, or Baldur. So Hecta is a soldier, Darius is an operative, and Baldur is a warrior. We don't know what any of that means, so let's just take a quick little glance to get an idea. Soldier is a master of all ranged weapons, quickly able to assume an advantageous position from where they stand, ready to fire on the enemy, while well trained in a highly diverse range of arms. The soldier is particularly proficient at blasting their targets with burst fire and area weapons. Core focus movement, range attacks, cover and dodge, burst fire, area attacks. Now here's the thing. As we saw at the art, in fact, I think we could go back. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go back to the art here. So this gives you an idea of the characters that are in the game. And my main faction in 40k is the Sisters of Battle, the Adeptus Sororitas. Now, I want her in my party, so like I have to make a character considering that, you know, she's going to be in there. She's probably going to be good at shooting, so we'll keep her in there and consider that. Everybody else kind of, I could swap them out, right? I know I want one character in my party. It's gonna be her. So my archetype that I choose is gonna be dependent on that. So Darius is an operative, uses intelligence and perception to find and exploit weaknesses in an enemy's defenses. None can withstand the attack from an operative. Core focus, precise single attacks, defense penetration, area buffs, and consistent firing position. Okay, more of like a support class. And the warrior are combatants boasting exceptional melee. So they're melee movement, dodge armor, and parry, taunts, soaking damage. Okay, cool. If I'm gonna have that Space Wolf, the Space Marine with us, I might want him to be melee. So I'm okay with kind of just like choosing something. What is their create a character? So I'm really curious about how this works, and we're gonna run through it, but we're not gonna spend a whole lot of time here. Gonna try to keep this video to like the 30-minute mark, maybe a little longer. It depends, because CRPGs take a bit longer for first impressions. There's a lot going on. Okay, create your very own rogue trader from scratch. The possibilities are endless when it comes to customizing your character and choosing their homeworld gender and background. So yeah, it is an RPG. There's going to be a lot of choices here. It's going to be a little overwhelming, as we should expect. You can also choose from a wide variety of abilities and skills, such as combat, social, technical skills. These abilities and skills determine how your character interacts with the world and what kind of challenges they can overcome. Finally, you can choose your character's archetype. Each archetype pack offers its own unique set of opportunities and challenges, so choose wisely. With all of these customization options at your fingertips, you can create a rogue trader that is truly one of a kind and embark on an adventure unlike any other in the world for Warhammer 40k. Cool, let's try that. Let's just see what we got here. Well, lots of portraits. Oh, I love the variety too. They're freaking cool. I love that one. This is giving me very Shadowrun vibes. Oh, that's real cool too. Shadowrun, another great CRPG series, comes from a tabletop RPG though. They have a lot of stuff like this. Custom portrait, cool. So you create a new portrait by select the portrait, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Oh, I love this. So what do we got here? So hair, you could fully customize your character, it looks like. Bunch of different faces, lots of different body types. 3, let's say lots, but you know, it's better than nothing, huh? Lots of different hairstyles here. These are all the feminine hairstyles. Tattoos. Oh, that's cool. Augmentations, yeah. Very 40k. Gotta love it. And then voices.
We have purified the Empyrean.
Yeah, these are very 40k. Okay, homeworld you could choose. There's a lot of stuff here. Death World, Voidborn, Hive World, Forge World, Imperial World, or Fortress World. Origins. So you got a Astra Militarum Commander. So you could be part of the normal military. You get Commander in it. Commissar. Crime Lord. That's cool. A Ministorum Priest. Yeah, that is he as a person with the Adeptus Sororitas. Like this is cool for me. Navy Officer, Noble, and Sanctioned Psyker. Oh, that's great. Let's leave it at the priest for now. This is not going to be the character we end up making. I'm just going to grab one of the other ones, but I'm just kind of looking at what this is. The Triumph. So I'm assuming this is like what you're known for. Apex of Brilliance, Illustrious Glory, and Feat of Greatness. You heroically rescued a priceless relic of the Imperium from the clutches of heretics. It's cool. Our Darkest Hour, though. A Brand of Shame. I love that you get a cool thing. I love this. You get a cool thing, like, hey, this is what you're known for, and then you get a negative thing. This is bad. This makes you, it balances out your buff that you get. So like for this one, I get +5 to my athletics, which is great. And then Darkest Hour is like, but you -5 persuasion for a Brand of Shame. You renounced your mentor and testified against him in the Ecclesiarchy's court. I have a huge grin on my face right now because this is very 40k and I love it. Archetypes: Warrior, Officer, Operative, and Soldier. Interesting. What is exactly is an officer? Wait, back to archetypes. Does it say which one each one is? No? Okay, so if I click on this, officers use their willpower and fellowship to improve the combat capabilities of their allies. So this is also support. It's kind of like buffing your nerds. I kind of like the soldier idea, so I think we're gonna go soldier. I like that there's extra things here. So assassin, vanguard, bounty hunter, tactician, strategist, and arc militant, and then exemplar is the final one. Characteristics. Okay, let's choose soldier. Do I get to pick from here? Probably not, but it's letting me know that I can, as a soldier, be bounty hunter, a tactician, a militant, and then eventually the exemplar. Okay, characteristics. We got a lot of stuff here, so just quickly going over them. Ballistics, gonna be your shooting, your strength, pretty self-explanatory. Toughness, probably your health. Agility, again, self-explanatory. Initiative, dodge, yeah. Intelligence is gonna be for lores, so knowledge of the Imperium, Xenos, cool. 5% more damage with non-burst ranged area attacks, cool. Perception, so awareness, reduces enemy dodge chance, that's nice. Willpower, so It's going to be useful for warp abilities, so like psychic abilities. And then fellowship is persuasion, coercion, commerce. Cool. And then I could spend all these, but we're just going to go back to the pre-generated. We're going to go to this soldier character, because why not? Outfit settings. Ooh. Oh, this is cool. You can like quickly adjust them. I like that. There's a lot of customization here. It looks like character creation in this game is 10 out of 10. Like there is a lot going on. And I love it. I love it. All right. So we get, as soldier, we get the Imperial World military traditions. Because we're an Astra Militarum commander. That's cool. So we get +5 to ballistic, +5 to perception. For being a commander, we get regimental tactics. +5 ballistic skill, +5 perception, and then just right click to expand. I like the purity seals and stuff like that. Just like adorning everything. It's cool. Athletics and Medicae +5. Feat of Greatness, yeah. Persuasion +5, but we have a Brand of Shame, right? So that's kind of what we had. This is so cool. All right, cool. Yeah, we'll do that. Appearance, we can change her appearance, which is also cool. I like that. I think I would want to quickly adjust her a little bit. I like that one. That one's super cool, isn't it? But I don't know if we can do it. Let's adjust a hairstyle. Boom. Can we not have the helmet, please? Boom. That's cool. Okay. Did our little portrait have a tattoo? Nah, but she has some augmentations. Could choose some. Do I need to? I think we just leave it. I can't even see one that's specifically for the eye.
Mention this triumph in my memoirs.
I am but a harbinger of the destruction.
This is nice.
Applaud my brilliance.
Oh, I like that one.
Rend the flesh, shatter the spirit.
I like the heretic.
I always get the job done.
The battleground beckons.
Oh, I like that. We're going to go with that. Cool. This is so cool. All right, next. Our void ship. So we get to choose. And if you have different versions of the game, there's different ships, I think. We get our sword class frigate. We're going to name it. What do we got? The Invictum Erebus. That's cool. I like the Erebus. What do we got on this one? The Unforgiven. Damn, that's it right there. That's it, baby. Next. And result, we will edit the name from Hecta to Zen. Lots of cool stuff. I'm gonna hit apply. Let's see what this game is like. Like 10 minutes into this video and haven't seen any gameplay, but that's pretty normal for an RPG. There's a lot going on with this. And I like that. That means that it is a deep RPG. That's what you would expect from like a Baldur's Gate, right? So even though these games have existed long before Baldur's Gate. We're definitely a part of some part of the Imperium at the moment.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Oh, yeah. Choice in dialogues. You are in a dialogue. Thanks, game. Here, you can learn more about the current events, influence the character you are speaking to, or even alter the course of the game's narrative. Your character's personal story depends on the dialogue choices you make. Available dialogue options, are displayed on the right. Select a reply by clicking the left mouse button or pressing the corresponding digit. Okay, cool. Truly an awe-inspiring sight. Frankly, such excess can be tiring at times. All this ostentatious luxury and laughable pretense. Is it enough to make one think that the architects meant to compensate rather than glorify? Ooh, I like that.
An interesting perspective. However, allow me to offer you a bit of advice. In the interests of your own well-being, you should frame your thoughts with greater piety. Demonstrating such a lack of care when choosing your words might be viewed by certain people as evidence of insufficient trepidation before the God Emperor, the master of humanity.
Yeah, that wouldn't fly very well. Look, let's just be honest. If any of us lived in the 40K universe, we would die fairly quickly. I mean, the average person dies fairly quickly in the 40K universe. I merely criticize the talentless architects of this place, nothing more. I prefer to serve by acting, not speaking. Thank you for. Oh, you know what? How do we want to we got to consider how do we want to play this character, this Militarum commander, right? How has she become a commander? You got to consider this stuff. Thank you for your advice. I shall strive to follow it in the future. I do not show deference for things I do not believe in myself. Ooh, that's bad. No. You serve the Imperium. You seem to attach much importance to words. Well, I have a fondness for names. I have yet to hear yours, damn. Now, I prefer to serve by acting, not speaking.
That is commendable. Quite so. However, there are many, many who believe that toils in his name start with diligence in choosing one's own words. Remember that when next you are presented with the privilege of conversing about him with loyal servants of the Imperium.
So is this okay, cool. So thankfully this game has a keyword system, so you can hover over the Imperium of Man, the galaxy-spanning interstellar human empire ruled by the living god who is known as the Emperor of Mankind. You don't know, in 40K, the Emperor of Mankind is an incredibly powerful psychic human, but kind of above human, proto-human, maybe? We don't know. It's not a lot known about the Emperor other than that he's super powerful. And in the year 30K, an event called the Horus Heresy happened. One of the major Space Marine leaders, I'm trying to give you the most like Cliff Notes version of this without going into too much detail. Basically, the person that the Emperor trusted the most to lead his crusades and reunite humanity throughout the universe. This takes place in our universe, just, you know, way far in the future. He got corrupted by chaos, fell to chaos, and had a huge turn where he started a giant civil war and took half of the Space Marines with him, essentially, which is quite a lot, and waged a giant civil war over many years, and eventually got to, after a couple of stabs at it, got to Terra, which is Earth, and mortally wounded the Emperor. Now the Emperor sits upon a golden throne, wounded, but still alive. And yeah, so when they talk about the Emperor of Mankind, that's who they're talking about. He's in 40K, he is currently just sitting on the golden throne, not doing really a whole heck of a lot. But, you know, the Imperium worships the man, even though ironically, during the Horus Heresy, he didn't. Like the whole reason for the Crusades is he was trying to wipe out that kind of belief. And it flipped. Now he is worshipped as a god.
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship rogue trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
You can hover your cursor over highlighted words. Yeah, we already got that. Thank you, tutorial. My name is Zen. Lieutenant General Zen Scipio Grimald, commander of the 8th Army of the Scythian Janissaries. That's it.
My regards, Lieutenant General. The Astra Militarum is the hammer of the God Emperor, isn't that what they say? Well, it is likely that fate will give you ample opportunity to demonstrate your talents as a commander.
Yeah, the Militarum is basically humanity's military. They are the chaff and fodder units, whereas the Space Marines are like the super elite.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with her ladyship. Bear it with honor.
Lord Captain, strange title for Lady Theodora. Or why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here? You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities? Tell me about the one on whose ship I have found myself. Say I'm one of the Rogue Trader heirs. So is there another candidate? I assume you had a goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let's address it. Yeah, straight to the point. I like playing the character that way.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Ethelthrad von Valencias are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Yeah, let's go. All right, WASD moves us around. Yeah. Oh, left mouse button to click. Cool. Got it. Very, very normal for a CRPG. I feel like the camera moves a little quick, so I can adjust that in the settings, I'm sure.
In my veins.
I love our character's voice. Interactable objects. Some objects in the game can be interacted with in a special way. They are marked with specific icons. Some icons allow you to study an object. Others will transfer the character's neighboring locations or launch a small event. These icons become visible when your character is standing close enough to interact to the interactive object. Click on it. Some interactive objects, such as doors and chests, are not always marked with icons, but the cursor changes when you hover over them. Okay. Next, hold tab to highlight objects. Cool. That's all I wanted to know. So we got a thing here. What is that? Massive conference table. Obviously crafted from real wood. A resource of incredible value. Yeah. Show the data screen on the vid screen. Or show the data on the vid screen. A sacred mechanism has been interfered with without reverence. The duration of the data processing cycle has tripled. Incomprehensible information is displayed on a large screen above the cogitators. Blah, blah, blah. That did not last very long. Sir, all mechanicum people.
Yes, they all will see.
I really do like the voice of our character so far. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful game. Oh, did it just like locked up for a second? It was auto saved. Good to know.
One of the Von Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening?
Uh-oh.
Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Why would you just crouch down like that? Is this the combat tutorial? Yes, it is. You have been ambushed. The battle begins. To survive in the grim darkness of the far future, you will have to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. These hints and tutorials will familiarize you with the combat system of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Blah, blah. Shoot, and don't let it get close. Yeah. All right, start the battle. I have a feeling the servitor is going to kill that guy. Yep. There's really nothing I can do about that. See, like if this were Baldur's Gate, I'd be like, oh man, I got to save as many of these people as possible. In 40k, I'm like, these people are just going to die. That's what they do. All battles in the game are turn-based. Take place on a grid. On their turn, a character can move, attack, and use their abilities. Select a cell from the highlighted area, double click to move the character there. Movement points, cool. Where does it show it on our screen? Probably up at the top when we get there. 1 MP corresponds to 1 cell on the battlefield. Moving diagonally is more costly. Every second diagonal cell uses 2 MP. Interesting. At the beginning of each turn, right, that makes sense, right? Because moving diagonally is always faster on a square grid. At the beginning of each turn, movement points are restored to their maximum value. Note that once a character starts moving, this action no longer can be canceled. Right. Well, we've got our gun, right? So our gun, we are absolutely in range at the moment. I could get over here and get into cover, shoot. Our abilities are Regimental Tactics, 0 AP. Astrobilitarm Commander and all their allies deal an additional 30% damage to enemies that are adjacent to the commander or their allies until the end of the commander's next turn. All of the commander's allies also suffer no damage from allies' attacks till the end of the commander's next turn. That's really nice. Can only be used once per combat. And then run and gun, soldier gains +4 movement points. The next attack costs 1 AP less. It does not count towards the attack limit per turn. Until the end of the next turn, the soldier becomes winded. While winded, the soldier suffers -10 penalty to ballistic skill and cannot use run and gun. All right, let's go ahead and move over to here.
The storm approaches.
Now let's use Regimental Tactics. Yeah, action points, cool. Make abilities, blah, 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 AP. Every attack or ability has a certain amount of AP associated with it. Number of squares next to these icons of attack actions and other abilities indicate their AP costs. At the start of each player's turn, their APs are restored to their maximum value. To attack, first left click, single shot icon in the weapons panel. Yeah. Hover, attack, yeah. Normal stuff that we know. Also tells us our chances of hitting. The amount of damage a character deals depends on the parameters of the weapon they are using. The effectiveness of the shot depends on the distance between the character and their enemy. Cool. Minimum ranges, yep. Certain abilities in the game are considered attack actions and can only be used once per turn unless affected by specific talents or other abilities a character might have. If a character performs an attack action, they will not be able to attack again and will lose their remaining movement points until the start of their next turn. Okay. So let's go ahead and buff our nerds.
What if?
Oh, does it only buff people around me? All their allies deal damage to enemies that are adjacent to the commander or their allies. Look, I guess, can I cast it on me or do I have to cast it on a dude? I'm not sure. Maybe I don't use this ability right away. Maybe instead I just shoot it because that seems like a better idea.
A genius at work.
Oh, that's cool that you can, so whole reload thing. Other actions and ending the turn. When you're ready to end your turn, you press space or click the button. Cool. Boop. 0 damage. Come on now. Oh, and a miss. We're gonna end up having to melee this thing. This is Servitor just like completely Terminators all of us. Cool. Debuffing them so our attack will do more. Let's go ahead and shoot it again. I don't really got much, you know. It's just I just don't have a lot of AP or attacks. I'm probably gonna move back so I don't get attacked here, but I'm definitely gonna get hit. Or she's just gonna die. I have 20 HP. That seems like a bad thing. Curiously, I don't have a melee weapon. Attacks of opportunity. Okay, cool. Yeah, giving us this. Characters with melee weapons can make an attack of opportunity if an opponent in an adjacent cell initiates movement. It can also be triggered by some abilities. All characters with melee weapons, including members of your party, can make attacks of opportunity. A chance to hit and deal damage is calculated just like a normal attack. Well, let's say I run and gun. Don't know if I want to do that. It's very interesting. And shooting in melee seems like a bad idea. 95% chance 4 to 7 damage, but if I just get attacked, that seems even worse.
Let's
see.
It sucks that I can only attack once per turn.
I am powerless to act.
Because it's like I feel like I'm wasting AP because I just don't got anything else. What's this? Very curious. Momentum. Oh, okay. Special combat resource required for using unique abilities called Heroic Acts in Desperate Measures. That's really cool. It's new. Haven't seen that before. I like that he didn't attack me. I'll tell you what. He's like, no, I'm going to attack this guy instead. Kill him. Okay, yeah, I see that you're debuffing him, but thank you.
For the glory of the Imperium!
I scarcely believe it on a day like this.
Suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
This is cool. Tactile characters with melee weapons block adjacent enemies' ability to perform attacks with ranged weapons. Yeah. Pistols and shotguns are an exception to this rule. Those can be fired at point blank range, which I just did. Which actually is interesting because in Warhammer 40k, the tabletop game, the war game that is, your characters that have pistols can use those instead of melee weapons. So yeah, it totally makes sense that they've kind of transferred a little bit of the rules there. Uh-oh. Okay, there's more people running in to help us. Spread out. No one's allowed to enter the premise. Okay.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Okay. Can I loot? Or are we just going to auto walk? No. You can move yourself. Open the map. Blah, blah, blah. Cool. Just at the end of the corridor. Got it. Can I interact with these guys and loot? No. Anything here? No. And no. Ooh, a Lehman Russ. Cool tanks. This is fun. This is a good game so far, right? Like obviously I don't know long term, but so far this is really cool.
Nerves afraid.
Stone on the pedestal is no doubt solid, but its surface shimmers and changes hue as if someone has captured a piece of turbulent sea within the rock. Ooh. Bunch of nerds here. Bunch of different artifacts. Let's go see what happens with this. Where did it say to go? I wish it had like a quest thing. Be like, yeah, you need to go this way. Just like put it on my map, you know? It's cool that we've got a ship.
Tapestry of a world. I am the rogue threat.
And not only do we have a ship, like this is like gonna end up being our main ship.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
Okay, so I can survey the room. I can listen in silence. I don't think our character is a jump in and say something when they probably shouldn't kind of character. I think she's a little more calculated than that. So I think she will listen.
While you are considering your answer, Edelthrad, I wish to speak with someone else. Perhaps I shall hear something more interesting than incoherent mumbling. Approach.
What is this? Is this someone from your retinue, Theodora? Do you permit your people to interrupt your conversations in such a fashion?
I haven't interrupted anything.
I give that permission to those with something of substance to say. Let us see if it was worth it. This is the second candidate for the title of my successor. Step forward. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, Regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
Interesting. Passive skill test. Your character's skills reflect their knowledge and capabilities. Some dialogues automatically initiate passive skill tests. If such a test succeeds, new information will be revealed or a hidden dialogue option will unlock. If your character is traveling with allies, the party member with the highest score in the applicable skill is selected for each given passive skill test. That's good to know. Okay, so we have Lore Xenos. The spirits could well be the natives, named for dangerous aliens. I would first verify that it is indeed the case, and if the population of Ion 6 engages in Xeno worship, or warp succeeded, there are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Eon 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychers to do so, but that would give us the answer. Interesting. I think we'd go with Xenos.
Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor.
Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence.
I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than you could do. Oh, damn, I like that. We are both servants of the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become any one of our status to engage in petty feuds? That's what happens in the Imperium. It just happens all the time. I find your tone most disagreeable. You will kindly alter the manner of which you address me, or else you will live to regret the consequences. Nah. Let's just go with the first one. I think that was good.
Insolent, ignorant upstart. How dare you?
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
Put him in his place.
So, why are you here?
Was it not you who sent for me? There are questions that I wish to have answered, or I do not know just yet. I hope you will clarify that. No, was it not you who sent for me?
You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lickspittlery, compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon. Resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with Von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
This is cool. I'm ready to take on this sacred purpose. Actually, I don't know if my character is. It's kind of like, whoa, okay. Yeah, sure. Does this mean there are others?
Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Ethelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Bloodright alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
All right. You know what? I'm ready.
Oh, yes. You would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way.
Just took out a servitor.
As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader.
Interesting. Then why are you wasting your time on me if you're satisfied with Eldon's ride?
Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Ethelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here, in the Coronis Expanse. Service in the Astra Militarum is a trial from which very few people emerge with their life. That you have risen through the ranks of the Imperial Guard and assumed command of an army is a testament to your astuteness, both on the battlefield and in the tangled net of officer intrigues. I assure you, the company that a rogue trader keeps will offer you plenty of chances to demonstrate both your diplomatic skills and your combat prowess. Moreover, your courage has made you far more famous than you yourself probably realize. True feats of heroism will forever live on in the annals of the Imperium and bring honor to the Von Valancius line.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
I have no more questions. What are my current responsibilities? Where's the ship headed? You know, what are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Ethelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
Okay, there was an accident that took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
Right. Yeah, I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Exciting. Uh-oh.
Oh, what an amusing attempt at defiance!
Okay, initiative.
Demand your death.
All combatants act in turns, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we got that. We've played enough of these kind of games. This is very interesting. All of a sudden we got heretics, or heretics. I don't know why I said it that way.
Place is at the fore.
I like that the initiative is shown off over here. That guy's got Mort. Oh, he's got a flamer. Or Melta.
Guides me.
I've suffered worse.
Out of my way.
Goodness.
Brace yourself.
I serve the ruin of
Hey,
power.
things are moving quick. It's snappy. Like there's a lot going on here. All right, cover. Looks like it works like XCOM. So we'll just assume that. We'll run over here.
Shut its foes in my wake.
Let us buff us. And take a pistol shot at this guy here, probably. Yeah, they're all kind of about the same. This guy only has 9 health. We should be able to kill him.
Wicked.
Boom. 13.
Face
Damn.
flames. Another one.
Perform 500 critical hits with your party member. What? Did I? That was a weird achievement to pop up. Man, it's a lot of these guys. Action economy is definitely in their favor. This guy's just like getting in there. I don't have a heal either.
Death to non-believers.
I've suffered worse.
You know what? He seems pretty happy with his existence of just being in a meat shield. Oh, wow. She just annihilated them with that plasma gun. I want a plasma gun.
Reduced to dust.
Weapon at the ready.
This is like really fast paced. I appreciate it, actually. I feel like it's respecting my time, you know? Let's go ahead and take this nerd out.
Let's see.
Oh, did I whiff? I think I whiffed. Well, that's the end of my turn. Can I reload? May as well. Got nothing else I'm doing. Glad I could help, you know? Wow. That plasma pistol is insane.
I took care of this one.
Follow my lead.
I want a Melta. All right, and then it's my turn, and we can finish him off. Get the killing blow, right?
Schemes within.
Got him.
Another one is shattered.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
I would like to think our character probably has been in combat a lot, right? So she's probably used to it.
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the arch-militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Okay, cool. And it's saving. I actually think that that is a perfect spot to like be like, "Brr, I think we got the idea." Seems like a fairly competent CRPG. A lot going on with it, a lot of depth. And I'll tell you what, the best part about it, with the writers and everybody actually, even the level designers and everything, people who love 40K. You could tell the way that it's written is very, very faithful, and it's good. It's really good. So overall, I think I would recommend it. I think that I'm going to continue to play it. I think it's fun. It's a nice change of pace for CRPGs. Like if maybe you played a lot of like Wasteland 2 and 3, maybe the original, and you're like, man, I kind of want more of that. I think this fits into that fairly neatly. This has got a little bit different gameplay than something like Baldur's Gate, and you kind of, I think if you're jumping in as this is like your first foray into 40K, it's not a bad place, but I think you're going to get a little overwhelmed with all of the proper nouns for sure, especially with not knowing anything. I think that might be the only downside to this game. But that said, if you've watched this far and you're like, cool, I'm intrigued, then I think it's probably a good spot for you. This is fun though. I really like this, and I think it's quite good. If you want to see more videos, oh, the game just crashed. Of course it did. I think that needs to be mentioned, is I have seen people, especially when the game first launched, saying that this game is kind of buggy and it crashes a lot. And if you are patient, maybe that will all get fixed. Maybe a lot of it has gotten fixed. I don't know. You're just gonna have to do your own research on that one. I'm gonna keep playing and we'll see how it goes. So if it gets really bad, I will eventually make a follow-up video saying like, don't buy this until it's all fixed. But it's very fitting that we got that crash right at the end. So anyways, if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. I upload daily. And if you want to share this with more people so more people can learn about this awesome game, hit that like button and let me know in the comments what you thought of it. But with all that being said, thank you very much for watching, and we shall see you all next time.